What's going on, everybody? Today's episode is going to be, well, not too overfilled with much of anything. We're going to talk about Ahsoka episodes 1 and 2. We're also going to talk about, well, there's some little news coming out of the YouTube world where one of the biggest YouTubers, who's known as Linus Tech Tips, there's some issues going on there. And I wasn't going to talk about it, but I think I'm going to put my 2 cents into this. Finally, our main topic is going to be Rebel Moon. Rebel Moon, we have the first teaser trailer, Zack Snyder's upcoming film for Netflix. So let's get into it, everyone. Yeah, what's going on, everybody? How's it going? It's been a week. Not much going on, really, with the week, though. Not much at all. So, here we sit. And we are... Where are we actually right now? I tell you. I don't know. Things this week... Look, last week I talked about Ahsoka and how, hey, I was excited for it, but I didn't want to get my hopes up. I want to know, did you guys check out Ahsoka? We're going to talk about it here in a second, but I want to see what your thoughts are. I want to know what you guys thought of Ahsoka. If you've never been here before, if this is your first time watching a live show for Bridging the Geekdoms, make sure you hit that like button, hit subscribe, follow us on all the socials, share this with all your friends, family, aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, grandparents, all that jazz. Oh man. Oh, what happened there? I don't know what happened. I tell you what, I guess if I click that, it hides me. Where did my camera go? There I am. Interesting. I have no idea what happened. Interesting. Let me see if I can fix that. What's going on, Triton? Glad to have you here, for sure. Not even sure why. Let's try this. Maybe this will work. I don't know. Let's try that again. Let's see. No. Why is it doing that? See, this is why I can't have nice things. I don't know what's going on. Triton says, I've not watched Ahsoka, don't have Disney Plus. Well, how dare you? How dare you? No, I'm just kidding. I gotta say, look, I checked out Ahsoka. I watched it the other day, and I gotta figure out this chat thing. This is annoying. But anyways, they kind of surprised us all because initially it was due to come out Wednesday. We figured they would just follow the typical Wednesday release where it releases at, 3 a.m. Eastern Time, midnight on the West Coast in the United States. And they surprised us and we're like, hey, this is now going to be a Tuesday evening release at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, which would be 6 p.m. Western Time in the U.S. And that was huge. That means that they have confidence in this show. And I think they're testing out their release schedule because think about it. When they're releasing things in the middle of the night, that hype doesn't get built up till later in the day anyways. Yeah, the conversation starts on social media, in the middle of the night, but there's not that big pop. There's not that big first initial reaction of how exciting it is. I'm asleep at 3 a.m. I'm sorry, I'm not waking up and watching a show at 3 a.m. I did it one time. You guys want to know what that was for? You guys want to know what that was? Zack Snyder's Justice League. I woke up at 2:30 in the morning just so I could watch Zack Snyder's Justice League at 3 a.m. I won't do that for a Disney Plus show. I'll watch it in the morning if I can prior to work. But I'm not going to. I'm not going to do that. What are you saying here, Triton? Let's see if I can pull this up again. See, what is Triton says? It doesn't want to work. I double, triple, quadruple dare. Come at me, bro. Oh, geez. Don't watch with the emojis. You know what's going to happen. I don't know. I may have fixed that. I don't know. Anyway, but on to Ahsoka. I got to talk about it. Okay, this show was phenomenal in so many ways. This show, these first 2 episodes. Look, this was my reaction on X or Twitter or whatever you want to call it. Ahsoka, wow. This, so far, is the Star Wars we were looking for. Every aspect, from the music, the feel, the action, the characters, all of it. I reckon if you don't enjoy these first 2 episodes, you don't understand the franchise George Lucas created. And I say, bravo, Dave Filoni. Bravo. And some may say these are high accolades. But look, they really, really got it with this. They weren't messing around. Dave Filoni knew what he wanted to do with this show, what he wanted to do with the action, what he wanted to do with it was make it as George Lucas Star Wars as he possibly could, and he did it. And he did it. He did a phenomenal job making it just like a George Lucas Star Wars, directed, written, everything. There are so many moments in this where I was like, that felt like a George Lucas moment. There's also some great homages to different characters and different situations that have happened in Star Wars prior. There is a lot about this show so far. Again, it's only been 2 episodes, but so far there's a lot about this show that has been absolutely phenomenal. And I couldn't be happier. I honestly, I could not be happier with what we've gotten. If you were a fan of Rebels, if you watched Rebels, then you would enjoy this. Hands down, no issues. You're going to love this because you're going to see your characters that you loved watching in Rebels come to life in live action on the screen. And yeah, there's people who are sitting there complaining about the pacing. There are people who are sitting there complaining about it being quote unquote woke. And if you have listened to me or follow me at all, you know that I'm not for that woke stuff. And I will call it out when I see it. And the reason why they're calling it woke is because these episodes are very female heavy. The only real, there's like 2 men in these 2 episodes, 3 men in these episodes. One is a captain who gets killed almost immediately. The other is a bad guy. And the other is the leader of Lothal, and he's seen very briefly. He's played by Clancy Brown. And obviously the villain is Ray Stevenson, rest in peace. He's playing the villain Balin. These characters, and people are saying because there's so many women, you got Ahsoka, Sabine, Shin, who's a villain. You got the other villain lady who turns out to be a Night Sister. She's a villain, but she, obviously a woman. And people are saying it's woke because of that. And I'm sorry, there's a difference between pushing this woke female agenda like they did in other content and taking established characters who have had story built up over the last, 15 years? 20 years, almost 20 years. What has it been? Since 2008. So 15 years for Ahsoka. And Sabine's been, 8 years. You take these stories from these characters that have been there and you're just building on it. And that's the difference. That's the difference, I think, that some people don't really understand. Let's see here. What do you got for me, Triton? And it made me disappear again. This is ridiculous. Chad Filoni versus Virgin, everyone else at Lucasfilm. Triton also says, female characters aren't bad. Badly written female characters are bad. 100% yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, man. Oh, boy. Sorry if you hear my kids. They're being kind of wild out there. Anyway. Ahsoka, episodes 1 and 2. Fantastic. I encourage you all to go check it out. Triton, get Disney Plus for Ahsoka. I'll give you this. You can wait a few weeks. It's 8 episodes, so I'll give you it. Maybe wait 6 weeks and then get it. 5 weeks, then get it, and then finish it off strong, so you don't have to pay for multiple months. I understand that, but you're going to want to get it. Let's see. We got Abraham Mwinde. I'm sorry. I'm terrible with names, dude. And sorry, my chats are all screwed up right now. You said, what do you think of Rebel Moon? We're going to get to that here in a second. Don't worry. I want to talk about, I'm going to finish off the Ahsoka stuff here. There's one other topic I want to talk about before Rebel Moon, so just sit tight, my man, because we are going to talk about that. We're also going to play the trailer here without audio, so hopefully I don't get hit with any copyright crap that YouTube does. But anyway, so yeah, what I say is check out Ahsoka if you haven't. If you're somebody who's given up on Star Wars to this point, you may want to give it a shot again. Give it a chance. I know that, you know, when it comes to Star Wars lately, it hasn't lived up to what we've all wanted it to be. But I've said this multiple times. If anybody could save it, if anybody could bring it back, it was Dave Filoni with this Ahsoka series. And I think he truly has accomplished that. And I hope he continues doing that. I hope, I know after this, we get another season of The Mandalorian. We got Skeleton Crew coming out. And eventually this is leading to a Filoni film, which is going to close out all of these stories. But I'm telling you, these first 2 episodes of Ahsoka felt more Star Wars than any Star Wars that we've gotten in 15 years. It's been absolutely phenomenal to see. It was absolutely phenomenal to see, and I'm hoping that we get to see it continue in the final 6 episodes of this season. I have to believe that they're going to do it that way. You have to, right? Like, come on, we can't. We can't stomach another Obi-Wan Kenobi. Triton says, I probably will get Disney Plus since thanks to being the big go-to place for Star Wars, it's the only streaming service truly worth my money, in my opinion. I won't. I have, I think, all the streaming services. Yeah, my bank account doesn't love me for that, but Disney Plus is probably a really good one when it comes to Star Wars, since it's the only place you can get Star Wars. Abraham says, is Ahsoka good for someone who hasn't watched Clone Wars or Rebels, etc.? Yes, you can watch Ahsoka without having seen those as well. There's some people who are like, oh, I didn't understand anything. It's no different than if you went and saw A New Hope. The first time anybody saw A New Hope, there was all this backstory we had no idea about. This is done in a very similar way. We're introduced to these characters. They have a mission, and we need to see where that mission goes, and it's going to reveal more. So absolutely, Abraham, you can. Triton says, Mandalorian Seasons 1 and 2 are getting Blu-ray releases. Fingers crossed for the other shows, too. Yes, they are, and I think this is a big move by Bob Iger because of how bad their finances have been as of late, and this is a way to get some money. And I think even Netflix realized this after a while. Like, yeah, you can put a show up on Netflix, and then, yeah, it's there for a little while. But after like a year, 2 years at most, you can release it because you're not going to be drawing any more new subscribers or a lot of subscribers at that point in time. People who have seen it and who have watched it want to own it. And physical media, there's been this discussion about physical media for so long, whether it's going to go away or not. And I was one of those people who thought it would be going away, but it's not. I think physical media is more important now than it's ever been before. So I think we are going to see all of the content on Disney Plus come to stream or come to physical media in some form or fashion in the near future. I just think they have certain time frames. Like, it has to have been out for at least 18 months or 20 months or something like that before they release it. So keep your eyes open, Triton, because I think we're going to see it. But yeah, let me know if you've seen Obi-Wan, if you want to see Obi-Wan. If you haven't seen Obi-Wan, let me know your thoughts on it. If you want to see it, let me know what you think. We got Abraham. What are you saying, my man? Why is it not working now? There we go. How to compare Ahsoka to Mandalorian. Well, here's the thing. The Mandalorian is great. It has a similar feel to The Mandalorian because it's made by Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau are involved. So it has that feel. But I'm going to tell you, the quality, the special effects, the quality of Ahsoka seems much bigger and better than what the Mandalorian felt like. And to me, this just, while the Mandalorian does feel Star Wars, Ahsoka feels more Star Wars. I keep saying this. It feels more Star Wars than Star Wars has felt in 15 years. Like, literally, I'm not lying. The last time I thought that something felt this Star Wars was Revenge of the Sith. Like, this truly feels like just a continuation of George Lucas storytelling. It's phenomenal. Triton. Also, I caught the sneaky Obi-Wan show. Shade. Nice try, dude. It's amazing. You know it to be true. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about that right now. Maybe another day we'll get into the Obi-Wan stuff again, but not today. All right, we're gonna move on to the next topic here, and this was one that I wasn't 100% sure I was gonna talk about because it doesn't really hit my wheelhouse of entertainment and everything like that, but I decided I'm going to talk about it because it kind of hits the grand scheme of things when it comes to when it comes to what is going on with my stuff here. There we go. When it comes to my channel, when it comes to YouTube, because this hits a YouTube channel, and not saying I'm nowhere near the size of Linus Tech Tips, but this is showcasing a good example of what can happen on YouTube. And it's pretty crazy. Now, if you don't know who Linus is a YouTube creator. He created a YouTube empire called Linus Media Group. And he does tech reviews. He does breakdowns of computers and Macs and hard drives, and he does all the techie type of stuff. And he built this huge empire, and they even do a convention every year. There was just a convention, I think, 2 or 3 weeks ago, called LTX, Linus Tech Tips Expo, or something like that. It's crazy what this man has done. Well, he was releasing like 5 videos a day. And if any of you have ever like dabbled in YouTube, you can imagine how difficult that is. Because to do 1 video a day is difficult. I tried at one point to get 1 video out a day, and it was just some pretty poor quality stuff. And yeah, granted, I didn't have the best equipment at the time, and my equipment has gotten better over time, but it's hard. And if you want to do quality content, it's really, really hard. Like, I just sit and talk about pulp culture. They're taking apart computers and talking about the specs and everything like that. Well, I mean, after almost 10 years of doing this, you can only imagine how much more difficult it would be. And there started to be some criticism from other YouTubers, from other people who do similar things that he does, saying that he wasn't testing the equipment well enough. So he goes, this is coming from The Verge. What started as criticism over errors in recent YouTube videos has escalated into allegations of sexual harassment, and it prompted the company to hire an outside investigator. Now, this is huge because this is what can happen when you put yourself out there. You're opening yourself up for criticism and eventual allegations. And I'm not saying I don't believe this person. I believe her name's Madison. I'm not saying I don't believe her. But the fact that this all came out at the same time is a little concerning. So I'm glad that they're hiring an investigator to look at this stuff. But the more you start to look at things, you can see how being a YouTuber can actually get to people's heads sometimes. Not saying that happened with Linus, but he has a big empire now. He's got hundreds of employees, and if you're not running the ship, if you're so focused and overworking yourself and overdoing everything that you think you need to do, you're not paying attention to this company that you're building, it can turn into a big issue like it has here. So what was the reason for me to bring this up? Why did I come here and want to talk about Linus Tech Tips? Well, one of the things that I've been pushing for quite some time, and I will credit the Snyder fandom for really introducing this idea and aspect to this, is you need to take time for yourself. And that was something that Linus decided to talk about in his over there in his video that he recently did, is how he didn't take care of himself and wasn't taking care of himself, thus it hurt his company. And I want people to realize that you need to pay attention to what you're doing. You need to do things the right way. Otherwise you're going to end up like Linus here, where things just kind of blew up in his face, and that's pretty shitty. I hope that everything gets worked out for them. I do. I hope everything works out for them, but I don't want to see people look at something like this and think, this is it. This is the what is it? This is the end goal. I want to be just like Linus and work your ass off, and forget about your own mental health, forget about yourself, and start your quality starts to degrade. You start getting criticisms, other things happen. So don't let that happen to you. I don't want it to happen to me. I don't want it to happen to you. Like I said, I hope everything comes out well for this. I like his channel. I'm a big tech guy myself. I've dabbled in doing some tech videos on YouTube. But I personally, I don't want to see that happen. I don't want to see something like this take down such a big, influential YouTube channel, because I'm a little guy. I'm a little YouTube channel, really little YouTube channel. And I wish I could have some of the notoriety and the pull that he has. The fact that they shut down shop for the last week. This week they have been completely shut down. Imagine how much money they're losing out on being shut down for an entire week. 5 videos a day. That's sponsors in each of those videos. YouTube ad revenue. How much money do you think they're losing? That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. But again, back to my point, take care of yourself. Sit back. Don't allow yourself to get caught up in the minutia of life, and enjoy what you're doing. Don't push yourself to the point where, like Linus, he admits, like, he pushed himself too hard, and you just don't want to do that sometimes. You don't. Why did your message get deleted there, Triton? What is going on? Triton, what happened to Triton? Oh, man. Triton did say he'd rather watch a 3-hour high-quality video once every 2 weeks rather than a crappy 10-minute rush job every day. Thanks for the ego boost. Yeah, I don't know what happened to him here. Let me see something, because I don't want to see. Let's go back here. But yeah, how's your day, guys? What's going on? This is unfortunate. What the heck? I hope they didn't ban him or something, because that will make me upset. That's the kind of stuff I don't like from YouTube. We're talking about YouTube, and then they do crap like this. What happened? How do I do this? Yeah, we'll do that. Let's see. You had a whole bunch of things deleted, my man. Hey, look, I made you a moderator there, Triton. Thanks. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing things. I'm just pressing buttons. This is the problem with trying new systems. I switched from StreamYard, and I'm using Streamlabs now because I can do a lot more. And yeah, I'm still not 100% used to it. So that's partially the problem. Sorry, listeners, if you're listening. Sorry about that. All right, let's move on to the next topic, which is, I know, one that Abraham wanted to see. So, Netflix decided to release the first teaser for Rebel Moon, which comes out in December 22nd. See, Triton says, I'm still alive. Beware, anti-Snyder fans. You're all at my mercy. Oh, man. I'm going to have to fix that, Triton. I'm kidding. But anyway. So Netflix has released the Rebel Moon teaser trailer. And it's a trailer. Let's watch it. There we go, that way. Yeah, let's check it out here. I don't think you guys will hear it. I hear it. I don't know if you can. It does seem very, very large. I also I know that that it was originally supposed to be a Star Wars movie, and they've had to adapt it to make it more original, which is fine. But like, while I do get in some instances a Star Wars feel, I like, there's not much here that makes it feel Star Wars. And it doesn't give too much away. Like, when you sit here and watch this trailer, again, it is a teaser trailer. I get that. But I think it brings up more questions than anything else. Again, I think that's more of a, it felt a little Star Warsy with the backdrop, more of an homage than anything else. Ray Fisher there. It just feels more. I don't know. I can't explain what this feels like. I feel Dune. I feel Star Wars. I feel, even in some parts, like a little bit of, like with creatures, the Harry Potterness. Like, even there felt a little Harry Potter to me. Like, I think I think this is going to be great. I do. But I have to say, yeah, I mean, I think it looks good. But not only did they announce part one, but part two coming in April. So I don't know. What did you think? I got some. I see some chat here going on. Triton says, and I can't see anything. Triton says, I hadn't watched the trailer before now. Getting Netflix just for Rebel Moon isn't worth it in my opinion. Also, I'll be blunt, I'd much prefer getting his JL2 and 3 instead. Oh, well. See, that's interesting because most people are just these diehard Snyder fans who just want to see anything and everything he does. He goes, I had a really rough evening with this trailer when this trailer came out. Drained, depressed, frustrated. He goes, I'm in a weird place when it comes to Snyder at the moment, almost as much as I with DC. My absolute favorite Snyder stuff is DC stuff. So Triton, yeah, I mean, I kind of feel similar in that regard. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm a big fan of his Dawn of the Dead. I thought that film was fantastic. One of my favorite zombie films is Dawn of the Dead, his version of it. I enjoy 300 quite a bit, but 300 isn't a movie that I can go back to on a constant basis because it's a heavy film. It's heavy. It's filled with so much. Doesn't mean I don't like it. I enjoy it. I've watched it a few times, but then you have something like Watchmen, and Watchmen is great, but again, it is a very heavy film. One that I've only seen maybe once or twice. I think twice I've seen it. Again, I like it. It's good, but it's not one that I can continuously go back to. Sucker Punch, I've watched one time. It didn't hit me. It's not. I'm not as big of a fan of Sucker Punch as so many other people are. You have the Owl movie, which I don't even think I've ever seen, or maybe I've only seen it once. I don't even remember, which is this animated film. And then Army of the Dead was good, but it seemed like there was too much in that movie. I think that he should have simplified it. The one thing I notice about Snyder is his ideas are grand. He gets these huge ideas for these huge stories, and you're noticing it more and more lately because he's been given an opportunity to play in franchises, or especially his own franchises, where he can do that now. And to me, like Army of the Dead just seemed it was too full. Like he wanted to show so much, but held back because he didn't want to give too much away, if that makes sense. He kind of did that with Batman vs. Superman, which I love, but is one of those movies where he brings out so much to the world and then holds back because he doesn't want to reveal too much. So I'm afraid, I'm afraid that Rebel Moon is going to fall into that same category for me, because Man of Steel is a phenomenal film. Masterpiece, in my opinion, of the superhero genre. The best origin story in the superhero genre. But he didn't write that. And I think that's a big reason why I think the mix of what was it? Goyer and Nolan and Snyder, like the three of them together working on that movie between writing, producing, and directing was great. And it worked out perfectly. And that's why I think Batman vs. Superman, where he was more involved with the story and writing the story and getting everything put together, I think it fell off a bit from Man of Steel. Again, I love Batman vs. Superman, but it's those grander ideas that came into play. And that's what I'm afraid of with Rebel Moon, because I think Rebel Moon could be great. I do. But, I worry. I worry when it comes to that kind of stuff. Triton says, still love 300. Watchmen and Sucker Punch. BVS, though, was truly revolutionary to me. Not since Revenge of the Sith had a film touched me so profoundly and personally. That's an interesting way to say, talk about Revenge of the Sith. I have no idea how old you are, Triton. I remember sitting in the theater for Revenge of the Sith on opening night. I got a little emotional because I believed it was the final Star Wars we would ever see in theaters. I mean, Star Wars was such a big part of my life at that point in time. I was 19 at the time, but for the better part of my life, for more than half my life, Star Wars was part of it. So, to me, that was why it hit me in a way. I'm curious why it hit you that way. Triton says, all my being a downer aside, if they did a big $30 or 30 pound Blu-ray bundle of films, I'd buy it ASAP. Is that pound? Is that what that sign is? I think it's pound, right? You guys do pound still? I don't know. I'm so confused with European money. Look, I don't know what's going on in your life, man, but I can understand, when it comes to the Snyder stuff, being a little hesitant on getting excited, because his non-DC stuff hasn't been as exciting as his DC stuff. And I get it. I completely get it. I think, though, that Rebel Moon has the potential to be good. I see over on social media, people are freaking out about Rebel Moon and how amazing and how great this movie looks. And it's going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread, and they're starting to rag on Star Wars. I've seen people say things like, look, Zack Snyder does lightsabers better than Star Wars. And they're saying these dumb things, and people wonder, some of these fans of Snyder wonder why they're not liked. And that is why, because why, like, now, not only is the Snyder fan base, dividing the DC fan base, but now they're coming at the Star Wars fans, which is already a divided fan base to begin with, but now they're attacking them because, Zack Snyder does Star Wars better than Star Wars. And that is a problem. That is a problem. But let's get back to Rebel Moon here, because it does look good. It looks interesting. I think, when you see visuals like this, Zach is an amazing visual storyteller. He's built. Zach is 100% built for comic book movies because of his visuals. If it wasn't for that, I don't think he would have much going for him. I really don't. Let's see. It looks like Triton has said, he goes, I'm 27. Revenge of the Sith to a Star Wars loving 9-year-old was indescribable. That's awesome. It's crazy. 10 years younger than me. I feel old now. What the heck, man? But yeah, the visuals look stunning. Some of the things look kind of green screened, but it is a Netflix budget. I understand that. I get that. I wonder if there's any volume used with this. I know other studios have been utilizing the volume. Warner Brothers did it for the Batman. Like take a look at a shot like this. All right, this is legitimately a shot directly from the trailer. And I get it. It's a teaser trailer. I get that the effects aren't done. I get that. But you can plainly see, up in the area here, like top, with the green lights, that ship, it doesn't seem complete. This very much is not a completed shot, and that hurts. The one thing that I don't think studios have yet realized and filmmakers have yet realized is fans are pretty hard on trailers nowadays, because we can do what we're doing right here, what we're doing right there, where we're taking it shot by shot and looking at it. Wow, Triton. That's harsh. Still looks better than the $330 million Flash film. Ouch. Ouch, my man. No, yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. It doesn't, when you compare it to that, look, there's moments in the Flash. I will defend the Speed Force stuff to the day I die, because I truly believe that was an artistic choice, how they did that. And I get it, and I defend that. But that opening scene with the babies, yeah. But they have to be a little more mindful of what they're showing in the trailers, because there are some things that are just, they don't look great. This looks great right here. So I know that the movie's going to look good. I do. I think it's going to look good, and will be good. Even this doesn't look complete. I guess we'll see, though. I don't know. What are your thoughts? What do you think about Rebel Moon? What are you hoping to get out of this? I know, Triton, you said that getting a Netflix subscription isn't worth it. Now, when you think about it, I don't know how much Netflix is for you. I think the cheapest plan is like $10 here, $11, and you could get a movie ticket for that much and go to the theaters. And there's rumor that they may do, or I don't even think it's rumor anymore, they are going to do a limited theatrical release for this. So you have the choice. Do you go see it in the theater, spend $10 on a ticket, plus another $30 on popcorn and drinks to go see it, or do you spend the $10-15 for Netflix in your home and watch it a couple times? Because I think this will be worth watching. I do. I think it will be worth watching. Triton goes, you're defending Warner Brothers? I'm a mod. Don't make me boot you from your own stream. Oh, man. Yes, I'm defending Warner Brothers, damn it. No, I defend artistic integrity, Triton. Like I said, that scene, the Speed Force stuff, I will defend. But the baby stuff, I just can't do it. I can't. Like, I haven't even rewatched. I think it came out last week on Max, didn't it? Or is it this week? I don't know. But, yeah. Triton says, wrong button. I don't have a job currently. That's the problem. I don't have the money or quality internet since I live in the countryside for subscription services. I'll definitely try to watch it in the cinema if possible. Well, that sucks. You don't have a job, man. Is it tough over there in England? Like, I know here things have been kind of hit or miss when it comes to jobs. There's not quality jobs. There's jobs available around here, but it's not quality jobs. Like, I personally, if I were to lose my job or not be working where I'm at, it'd be tough to find a job making the money I'm making with the skill set and no education. So I don't know if it's the same over there for you, but hopefully you find something, man. Hopefully you get something soon too, because I know it can be tough. Yeah, so I don't know. I think this will be worth seeing. There's a lot about this that I just don't want. I don't want it to be too stuffed. And I think that's why he broke it up into two films. I don't know. Is this trailer all just the first film? I don't know. I don't know if this is just the first film or if this is both parts, part 1 and 2 in this trailer, in this teaser. I'd like to find out. Like, I'd like Zach to talk about it. Charlie Hunnam, will it be Green Arrow? Right there. Inside joke for Snyder fans. Yeah, but let me know your thoughts. Look, I'm not overly excited about this. If it does happen to go into cinemas, I'm probably gonna go check it out there. If not, then I'll just watch it on Netflix. But I don't see the reason to get overhyped about it. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm running out of things to say, and it's only been 43 minutes. So, what else can we talk about? What else is going on in the world? Let's take a look here. Because, anything crazy going on in the Twitter sphere? I don't know. What do people want to talk about? Anything? Anyone? Bueller? Let's see. Looks like, I don't know how new this is. Hollywood Handle is tweeting Mufasa the Lion King, July 5th, 2024. Despicable Me 4. They're making a fourth Despicable Me. July 4th, 2024. That's bizarre. Ah, boy. You know, I did this video the other day. I released. And, it wasn't the other day, it was today, actually. Actually, before we talk about that, what do you have to say there, Triton? Never had luck with jobs given the nearest big town is a 20-minute drive away and I can't drive. Then COVID hit, and now we've got this cost of living crisis. Mental health issues haven't helped. My life is a mess. Yeah, COVID was stupid. You know, maybe move out of your town. Go move into the big city. Or big town, not city. I don't know. I can't say, I don't know much about about where you live. I'd love to visit sometime, but yeah, that's probably out of my price range. Okay, actually, I found something I want to talk about here. Not the video that I made, because go watch it, because it's interesting. But we're going to talk about this here. So, Zack Snyder was asked the other day at Gamescom, he was being interviewed, and somebody asked him about Gears of War, and if it would be something he would ever be interested in doing. And there was an interesting pause between him and Debbie, where it may be something that they've talked about in the past. Netflix does currently have the rights, and they've been working on a film or it could be a series of some sort for Gears of War. Would Zack Snyder be a good fit for that? Another person that's been attached that would love to be part of that world in a movie is Dave Bautista. He would love to play Marcus Phoenix, who's the main character in the first 2 or 3 Gears of War games. And I think yes, absolutely yes. Do it, Zach. Absolutely. Triton says Gears of War is fucking amazing. I 1000 support this. Snyder would be absolutely perfect. And that's a good point. That's a great point. That's why I wanted to bring it up, because this is in his wheelhouse. This is his type of film, of storytelling, of filming. It's larger than life, crazy cinematics, crazy looking creatures, a story that's already built, and he doesn't need to build it. I think he would be perfect for that. I do. I think he'd be great for it. Let's see, anything else? I think it would be great, though, for sure. I don't know. I should probably, I guess, yeah, I don't know. Like, you got anything, Trent? You got anything to talk about, man? Because I really don't. There's this rumor that Henry Cavill is going to be in Rebel Moon. I heard, I guess it was about a year ago, give or take. Well, I guess everybody knows Ray Porter's in it, but I was told, I guess it was about a year ago, about Ray Porter being in it and about Henry Cavill being in it in Rebel Moon. I'm guessing they're going to keep Henry Cavill a secret if he is in it. I think it's a good idea to keep him secret as long as possible. But yeah, let's see what happens. We can see what happens. Aquaman: The Lost Kingdom will maintain its December 2023 release. And Dune 2 got delayed. That's interesting. I didn't hear about that. Again, I think this is only to be expected. I think when you take a look at things, what's going on with the writer strikes and such, it only makes sense. Dune 2 has been delayed to 2024. Let's see what they had to say. Dune Part 2 has been delayed to 2024. The story played by Timothy will continue on March 15th of 2024. That part of the shift, Godzilla Kong the New Empire, is getting pushed back to April. Let's see, anything else? Date change is not expected to have material impact on IMAX. These fall product in titles like Equalizer, Wonka, and The Marvels. We're going to see more things pushed back. We're going to see more things pushed back because we're at that point now where movies aren't going to be coming out. New movies won't be able to be shot at the earliest at this point. Let's say the strikes ended today. It would take 2 or 3 months to get productions up and running for these big films. And then you're talking about a year plus time to get those movies out. We're going to see more delays, and films are going to be spread out even more, which I think is going to be good for the theaters, for the film industry, and especially the theaters, because you take a look at what happened with June, with Spider-Man, with Indiana Jones, with The Flash, with I can't even remember. There were so many movies that came out in June. Like, I didn't see Indiana Jones on the big screen, which is maddening to me. Like, Indiana Jones is a huge franchise that I've loved since I was a kid, and I couldn't get to seeing it in theaters because I had to make a choice. Was it Flash or Indiana Jones? And, it's crazy. Like, they need to split up. They truly need to split up these films and spread them out a bit more. They really do. Come on. I pressed the wrong button, didn't I? Jeez. Zack Snyder's Gears of War would also give us extra ammo to use against that Halo show from Paramount, because, oh boy, you want to talk about bastardization of a beloved franchise? You want to know another franchise that I'm a huge fan of? That's Halo. And you're right. They really, really bastardized Halo. Here's the thing. I don't hate the show. I understand what they were going for. Oh, that is not a big hot take, Triton. That is not a big, because I agree also. Have you listened to me? Like, have you heard me say that before? Because I say that all the time. Crystal Skull is 100, not 100, I will say it is way better than Temple of Doom. Temple of Doom has nothing on Crystal Skull. There's one aspect of Crystal Skull that I'm not a fan of, and that is Shia LaBeouf swinging with the monkeys through the trees. That's the only thing I don't like about that movie. Temple of Doom is boring. All you do is hear What's-Her-Face scream constantly. Gives me a freaking headache. Yeah, Crystal Skull is better. But back to Halo. I'm a huge Halo fan. I don't think the show is terrible. I do like that they decided to take it in a different direction. However, I think there were a lot of aspects of Halo that they should not have changed. One of the things being John taking off his helmet that much. Like, literally, he wears it like twice in the whole show. I think another aspect should have been the not making Master Chief, John, and the chick, I can't remember her name, making them like have this connection to, and it seems like they're going to have this connection to the rings. Like, that to me, I didn't like. I think that they went a little too far with it. Personally, I would have liked them to just have stumbled across the ring like they did in the game and kind of move on from there. But overall, I didn't hate the show. I am interested to see what they do with season 2, if it ever comes out, because I don't know if the strikes have affected that at all. But yeah, I didn't hate the show. I would have rather them stuck to the original. Triton says, I refuse to acknowledge the Halo show's existence. It's the Halo equivalent of Justice League. It generally deeply offends me. It's not that bad, man. One of my favorite moments in that show was them fighting with against the grunts and everything. That's another thing. Now I'm thinking about it, like, they didn't have enough Covenant in that show. I don't know, man. I think it's just I want Halo to be so good, and I want it to be really damn good. I've had this vision of what a Halo show could be, or a Halo movie could be, for so long, and again, I'm talking myself into not liking it, Triton. Stop it. I think I'm gonna end it here, because I really don't have much more to talk about. I don't. And yeah, thanks for joining me, Triton. Thanks, Abraham, if you're still there watching, and thanks for joining in. Yeah, next week, same time, same place. I don't know what we're going to talk about. Make sure you hit that like button, hit subscribe, share this with all your friends. There's other videos up on my channel. Check them out. Make sure you check them out. Comment, share those as well. It helps my channel grow. That's what I want to have happen. Next week, maybe I'll bring somebody else on with me to have better discussion than this. Maybe. I don't know. But thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to all of you later.